Well, hi. So, the question of the day is, what is the big deal about being skinny fat? And I guess the first question that should probably even become before what's the big deal about being skinny fat is exactly what is considered being skinny fat. But before we answer that question, in case you don't know me, I am Sherry Johnson, and I am a holistic health coach. I work exclusively with midlife women. I help you to rebalance your hormones through holistic methods because you should be aging gracefully and powerfully. So getting back to this idea of skinny fat, right? This is, I'm sure you've seen these women, and the men exist too, but we're gonna focus on the ladies. These are the women who are still a size 2 or a size 0 or a size 4. They're in that like smaller range of the single digit size numbers. And they look fantastic, right? And I think for a lot of us that have more curves, we can be quite envious of them. But the crazy thing is they're not a thin, healthy. They are what is known as skinny fat, which means that they have a higher percentage body fat and a lower amount of lean muscle mass. And what can be very misleading about this too is even if they do their BMI, their body mass index, it can still fall into that healthy normal range. But being skinny fat, there's nothing really healthy about it. And why is that? If you are someone who is skinny fat, you are actually at the same health risks as somebody who is a little more obviously overweight. So you are still going to have risk for insulin resistance and high blood pressure and body fat, especially that visceral body fat, that's that deeper body fat that really likes to hang out around your internal organs. And the cause of it also very similar to people who are a little more obvious that they have a couple of pounds to lose. So this is where you have a poor nutritionally based diet. You might not be eating a lot. Chances are, I'm thinking your calorie restriction is very, very limited, but you might just be eating like the teeniest amount of food. And there's a good chance you might be eating something that's more processed and sort of labeled as, something in my eye, labeled as kind of like that diet food and like no fat and, gluten-free and kind of all the buzzwords. And the problem with that is you're not nutritionally providing for your body. And a lot of times too, you're supplementing with alcohol because alcohol can also sort of fill you up a little bit. The other thing that can cause it is that you're just not really exercising the way you should be. Maybe you do go to the gym, but maybe you're there really more for social reasons than for actually breaking a sweat. And then the last thing too is if you're getting a little bit older, kind of midlife range, it could very, very much be linked to hormonal imbalance because as estrogen starts to decrease, the metabolism starts to slow down, which is probably, if you're skinny fat, going to encourage even less eating. And also it's going to encourage our bodies to hold on to fat a little bit harder and again, start storing it more into that belly. So what do you do? How do you stop it? How do you get rid of it? Again, this is all the things we already know. This is about really looking at your diet and cleaning it up, getting rid of all the processed foods, so ditch all the diet food and start to fill it up with, plant-based whole foods and grains and, just good organic nutritional fare. And then also, yeah, when you're working out, like work out, like really, really like do some great resistance training, get some good aerobic activity in there. And also it is the idea of like, let's look at your sleep. That has a role in your health and how you're processing your body weight. And also dealing with stress. That's also going to obviously have a big impact on how your body is holding on to fat. So if you're skinny fat, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You just have to tweak a few things in your diet and whatnot. So that's what I have for you today. And if you have not joined my Facebook group yet, come over and have some fun with us. It's a great community. We are called Women Who Want to Holistically Balance Their Hormones, Get Healthy, and Lose Body Fat. It is under the Happy Vibes Health company name. And until next week, peace and love.